But I've always said, good art never dies.
Alright, guys, welcome to the Correndo Show. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Hit that like button, share, it'll help us grow. Today, we're going to talk about my favorite artist, Michael Jackson. And, he had this friendship with Paul McCartney from the Beatles, but it ended up souring because Michael Jackson bought ATV Records, which had the catalog for the Beatles songs. And we're going to see if that makes Michael Jackson a traitor or an emancipator, as we will discuss further later. Also, in the video, we're going to talk about perhaps his involvement in the music composition for Sonic 3. Michael Jackson was a huge fan of games, so let's talk about that. Early 80s, Michael Jackson and Paul McCartney, they formed a friendship. And Michael Jackson, he would stay over at Paul McCartney's home. They ended up producing, a couple of hits. For Paul McCartney's album, they produced "Say Say Say," and for Michael Jackson's Thriller album, Paul McCartney helped with "The Girl Is Mine." So as I said, Michael would stay over at Paul's house, and one night, you know, Paul, he pulls out this album, this huge album, and he shows Michael, all the songs, the publishing rights that he owns, and he tells Michael, "This is where the money is at." And Michael Jackson, being the person that he is, um, he tells Paul McCartney jokingly, or at least Paul McCartney would find out that he wasn't joking later on, that he was going to purchase the Beatles catalog. Paul McCartney laughed it off, but little did he know this would come to bite him big time. Now let's go into a little history about ATV. So they were a really successful music company, as you can assume. I mean, they had the Beatles catalog, right? But the parent company, ACC, Associated Communication Corporation, they weren't doing so well. It was they were on TV. It was a channel, and they decided. I mean, they were bleeding so much funds that they decided, hey, let's sell our best asset, which was ATV. And they first went to Paul McCartney. He had first rights, and Paul McCartney thought that it would be too grabby, too be rude for him to own his part and also John Lennon's part. So he didn't want to do that. So I think it was offered for $20 million, but he went to Yoko Ono, and they said, let's split it, 10 million each. Yoko Ono believed that was a lot and that they would cave in and believe that they could get it for 5 million each. Man, were they wrong? uh, Eventually, Michael Jackson hears about this and decides, he wants the Beatles. He loves the Beatles, and he knows there's opportunity. You got to strike. He ends up buying it for 47.8 million, with a condition of him appearing on the ACC channel. And he couldn't perform, but just his appearance, it was fresh off of Thriller, so the biggest album, the most sold album in the world to the day. You know, After Paul hears about Michael purchasing, ATV or the Beatles catalog, um, this animosity begins towards Michael from Paul McCartney. He feels like, hey man, we work together, we're friends, and you purchase something that I worked on. You're making off money off of my work, right? But like I said, when opportunity strikes, you gotta take it. And I'm gonna show you why. This is where there's two sides, right? So there's that one side where Michael Jackson had made a move that he seemed like a traitor, like a bad friend, but also at the same time he was also an emancipator. He helped a lot. Um, so the ATV, they own 251 Beatles songs, as well as 4,000 other songs, which included Little Richard and Tutti Frutti. So here's where the other part comes out. Michael Jackson knew that Little Richard, he was getting screwed. That he only received like $25,000 his life from Tutti Frutti, and such a huge hit. So he gave him back his publishing rights. Despite Little Richard being, the king of rock and roll or the originator of rock, um, his personal finances they didn't match accomplishments thanks to that bad contract he signed early in his career. I think he had like 12 brothers and sisters, so he was just taking whatever money he could to help support his family. But the king of pop, another king, came in and he surprised him. He, like I said, he gave him his publishing rights, the catalog with all of Richard's music, and I feel like Michael he didn't fall into that exploitation system that a lot of former artists do. We hear so many stories with people complaining, hey, you know, we got taken advantage of. But then when they start their own, they end up taking advantage of other artists. It's just this vicious cycle. And even today, I think Kanye West is going through something similar, right? But that's another topic. Anytime you saw the Sony ATV, that meant that Michael was getting paid money, money, money. Owning ATV made Michael not just one of the richest men in the music industry, but also one of the most powerful. Remember, Sony ATV, like they just had a control on a big portion of the music industry. And when Michael Jackson, when he finished his bad tour and breaking all kinds of records, there was nothing left for him to prove. But you know, you always want to make money. You're never satisfied with what you have, especially for a lavish lifestyle that Michael had. So what all businessmen strive for, from like Amazon, Apple, Uber, they don't just make money from working hard. They make their money from passive money. You let others work for you, right? So this is essentially what Michael Jackson was doing. So instead of doing the grueling tours and just having that pressure of being the king of pop, like people always constantly rushing you and trying to get information on your family, um, he formed this partnership with Sony. I think it was to produce 6 albums, and he would own 50% of Sony. So, well, I mean, he had ATV, but this partnership, right? This giant partnership, and as soon as he finished his 6 albums, he he decided to become a free agent, which Sony was not a huge fan of. Imagine giving 50% of your publishing, your future publishing rights to Michael Jackson, to someone you're not even have under your contract. You don't have under you. So I mean, Michael Jackson, as well as being the king of pop, like he was a smart businessman. He was making moves out there.
So we can't let them get away with what they're trying to do because now I'm a free agent. I'm, um, I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really. It's with 2 new songs, which I've written ages ago. Because every album that I record, I write like literally. I'm telling you the truth. I write at least 120 songs every album I do. So I can do the box set and just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent. Um, owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's publishing, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business,
Tell him! Say it, Michael! Tell the story!
But so the way they get revenge is to try and destroy my album.
He ended up unfortunately dying in 2009, but Michael Jackson's estate. I think they ended up selling. They ended up, yeah, in 2016 they sold their part of ATV for $750 million. Not a bad investment if you ask me. I think Sony, they may have looked bad, but I think they were so glamored. They wanted that Beatles catalog so bad that they decided to form this partnership, which is basically unheard of. I mean, to give 50% of your publishing to an artist. I mean, I'm surprised they didn't do like a lifetime contract or something. But nonetheless, yeah, that's how things turned out for this situation. Alright, so Michael, he was a huge fan of games, and he must have saw the emerging market, ahead of his time. He was a good businessman, and he really loved Sonic the Hedgehog series from Sega, and you know, he wanted to put his touch in it, but later on, as Sega would deny, and Michael Jackson himself would deny. However, there was 3 employees who were in charge of composing the music for Sonic 3. They all confirmed that Michael Jackson was a part of it. And you'll definitely hear the similarities in sound. I'll play a small sample. And they're very, very similar from the Ice Cap Zone in Sonic 3 and Smooth Criminal. Definitely can pick up the bass. I think the reason for Michael denying it, which is a valid reason, would be he wouldn't want to tarnish his music. What do you say? His legacy, because at the time it was a 16-bit, so the games could run on was very limited. It wasn't going to be a crisp, clear sound. It was very, as you can say, bit, and someone who strives for perfection, that's not gonna work. So, I mean, with what we have today, the PS4 and the PS5 coming out, like, you can only imagine if Michael could have his touch on it, right? That would be amazing. So, what do you guys think? Was Michael a traitor of a friend? Was he an emancipator? Is everything in life, no pun intended, is black and white? But it's not black and white. But I would love to hear from all of you. Please leave your comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and once again, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, and hope to hear from you guys soon. Bye.